Hello everyone and welcome. Today we're going to be making this beautiful red magnolia centerpiece in the Cozy for the Holidays collab with Vintage Press Studios. I am Melissa with TCT Crafts, Designs and Decor, and I'm so honored to be designing with you guys today. So we're going to go ahead and drop you down and let's get started. Okay, so what we are going to use for our cozy home arrangement today is this wooden paulownia wooden tray. I think that's how you say it. This is a 19-inch tray, but you can use a wooden dough bowl. You can use any type of floral container that you want. Doesn't have to be this big. Obviously, the bigger your container is, the more product you're going to use. So you can scale it down if you want, or you can scale it up if you want it bigger. So I am going to start this arrangement just going in with some mixed pine sprays. So I am going to be putting these on metal picks. So in case you are a first-time watcher of silk floral arrangements, I use this metal pick machine right here. And so I just will put a little metal pick on it, and that just helps get it into my arrangement a little bit better. Okay, so when you see me go off camera doing something over there with that, you'll know what I am doing. So I am just going to hit that with a little bit of glue, and I will just rotate the view for you guys from the overhead to a front view. Some people like the overhead, some people like a front view, and you know, just depends on your learning style. So I am adding these on the ends, giving me some length. And with it as large as it is, you guys weren't even going to be able to see that with the overhead view. So I am just adding these on the ends here to create my length. So kind of in a triangle pattern there. Center, right, left is how we're doing that. So I'm just going in with some of my longer pieces. We're going to get our ends done, and then we will start going kind of in the center. We'll get our bow added. So this is going to be a little bit more Christmassy, since this is cozy home for the holidays. But you could substitute the colors and do any color that you want. We're going to be using a red magnolia floral in this design, but you could use a white magnolia. You could use peonies, any roses, any type of floral that you want. We're just going to be going in with a red magnolia for our holiday arrangement here. So I think I want to get my bow added first. So I'm using this beautiful red velvet fair silk ribbon. It is a 1-inch. If you've watched me before, I love my fair silk. So I'm going to make my tail a little bit longer, because by the time we add some of our greenery in here, your tail shrinks a little bit. So I'm just going to pinch it and make a loop and pinch. I want my loops fairly large because we're going to have some greenery around it. So I'm just going to make sure they're about the same size. And this is a partial roller ribbon, so we are probably just going to be able to get 3 loops in here. All right, so I'm going to get this tied off with a little pipe cleaner here. And if you are just watching me for the first time, welcome. I would love to have you guys subscribe and hit that little notification bell. If you love to make silk floral designs or home decor, we do wreaths, arrangements, centerpieces, all the things. And then we also sell supplies for floral arrangements, as well as seasonal home decor. And I will do product showcases and things like that on our YouTube channel. So if you kind of want to get a look at the product in a little video, we would love to have you subscribe. So I'm super excited to be doing this collab with Vintage Press Studios. It's a really fun idea. So I am going to put this not quite in the center, a little off center. And I just have that on a little wooden pick, and I'm just going to hit that with some glue and let that glue do its thing. Now I'm going to do what I call anchor the bow. So I'm going to go in now with some of our pine. And we're going to go right next to this wooden pick. Give my greenery a little bit of a bend. Get another piece. And I'm going to lift my little loop up here and get that in right there. I'm going to go ahead and cut this tail down just a little bit. Cut that little part off that had the tape. I know we're not going to need that much ribbon. It's just the rest of the roll. Okay, so I'm going north, south, east, and west right next to this wooden pick there. And we'll go on this side as well. All right, so have our bow in place. Just a little simple 3-loop bow. All right, let's get our magnolias in before we add more greenery. So I am using these really pretty red Velvet Magnolias. Now I think they are sold out, but you can substitute. We've got some red peonies. Those would be really pretty in here. Or peonies, however you say them, peonies. I guess it just depends on what part of the country you're from. I'm going to cut these little leaves off, and we're going to get these added back where we want them a little bit later. Before I glue, I want to just kind of get them placed where I want them. I want that one coming a little bit more to the front. This will be more forward facing, although it will make it pretty all the way around. But because we have our tails going here, we're going to make this a little bit more forward facing. Let me get another one. We're going to use 3. I like to work in odd numbers most of the time, not all the time. It just depends on the design. And there really are no rules in floral design because you are the artist. So you can make it however you want it. So I'm saving those little leaves. We'll get them added back a little bit later. And I think I want this one kind of coming out the side right here. And we will get this one added on this side. Okay, I think I want this one. Yeah. This one's coming a little bit more to the back. This one is a little bit more to the front, but not all the way front. We'll just keep that for that one right there. So I'm going to wait on our leaves. We're going to add those in just a little bit. Let's add a couple more pieces of this pine. So we've got some little mixed pine pieces in here with some pine cones. So I'm going to add a couple of these in here. Because when I think cozy Christmas, I don't know why I think pine and pine cones. Okay, so I'm just adding some glue to that. Let's get a piece maybe in the center here. Now this one has a long little stem on it, so I think I can just put it in here without a pick. Let's get one on this side. Now, if you wanted to add some other florals in here, you could. We could do maybe some pretty, you could do some pretty maybe cabbage roses, or you could mix in a white magnolia, or like those peonies I was talking about. But I think we're just going to leave it with these 3, and it's going to be We're gonna have lots of greenery. We're gonna do some berries. So I think we'll skip the other floral. Okay, I'm gonna go in back here with this one. This is just a little pine twig. And y'all, I can't work backwards, so I will add and then turn it around for y'all to see. I'm gonna go on this side, just kind of placing them here and there. I forgot to mention at the beginning, but I sprayed some gaps and cracks, spray foam, into this container. I spray all my containers with spray foam, I'd say 98% of the time. On a rare occasion, I will use floral foam, but most of the time I just use the spray foam. It's easy. I can spray a bunch of containers at once, and then I just lightly mossed it. And if we still see some of the foam when we're done, we'll just add a little bit more moss to it. Not a big deal. So let's go in with a different greenery. I still have some pine over there. We're going to add our magnolia leaves back here in just a little bit. But I'm going to add a little bit of this juniper bush in here. I love this juniper. This is one of my favorites from this year. We did sell out of this one really quick, but I had a couple left in my stash, so I want to get a couple of these added because I love them. They look so realistic. So I am going to cut up 2 of these. Okay, so I left 2 pieces, kind of chunky, you guys can see. And I am going to put the chunkier pieces kind of in the center. And then we're just going to kind of blend that all in there. Okay, and now I'm going to get the other chunky piece right here and go on this side. So what happened on the right is happening on the left. Now I'm going to take, we've got some of the little berry pieces. And I'm going to get, I think, one on this side. Okay, I'm going to keep in mind where my front is. Let's get one on this side. Now they're not in the exact same spot. We don't want it too matchy-matchy, but we do want right and left. So we've got some kind of all throughout the arrangement. Let's get another berry piece here. Now I'm going to put, I think, right here by our bow, straight up, leaning on our little magnolia there. I see that right there. Let's get another piece and we're going to go diagonal. And that is all of the berries that we have. But now we are left with a bunch of these little singles. When I cut that juniper bush up, we have a bunch of these single pieces. So I'm just going to take about 3 of them and put them on a pick. So I'm going to create my own little picks with them. Okay, so I'm going to get all of these picked and then I will be right back. Okay, I have a bunch of my little pieces picked. And so now I'm just going to kind of start getting these placed periodically in here. Or not periodically. That was the wrong word, y'all. Sporadically in here. And I'll probably save a couple pieces for the end as filler. Once we get some of our other pieces added in here, we'll kind of have a better idea of where I want to place the rest of them. We have more things to add. I'm adding a couple of these here in the front. And then I will add a couple on the back. Oops, I'm going a little lower. I might do one up here by our bow. Bring in a little bit more in the center. Okay, let me do one more and then I'm going to keep those last couple pieces for later. we can see where we might need a little bit of love a little bit later. Let's add a couple of these magnolia leaves back. So I'm just putting them on a pick. I'm going to go underneath this magnolia. Let's go on this side. You could have left them on the flower. I just find sometimes it's easier to cut them off and you can get them placed exactly where you want them. A little easier when they're not attached to the flower. But you could have left them on. Either way. 2 each by each flower. Y'all let me know in the comments. Do you like making your own home decor? Oh, y'all, look, I left these leaves on there. See, I didn't even pay attention, and we just left them on there, so we don't even need to put anything. We could put 3 then, so I'm going to put another one like here. See, it really doesn't matter, because I just totally left those on there. Anyway, y'all let me know in the comments. Do you like making your own home decor, or do you just like to buy already made items? I know this is a crafting collab, so we probably have a lot of crafters on here, but maybe not necessarily everyone likes to make silk floral designs because we have lots of different types of crafts, right? Okay. So this is what we have so far. It's starting to turn out really lovely. We are going to go in now. I thought we would add, we would soften it up a little bit and maybe add a little bit of some lamb's ear. And then I also brought in, if I want to add it, I'm not sure yet, a little bit of the frosted pine. Let's start with the lamb's ear and go from there. So I'm going to cut this lamb's ear up because I don't want really big pieces. So this will soften up that pine. See how we just kind of tuck that little lamb's ear in there. So I'm going to cut a few of these in small pieces. I don't think I'm going to add too many. Just a few to kind of break it up. Let me cut one more and then I think we will stop there. I'm going to take a longer piece. And I'm going to go on the end down here, kind of under our magnolia. And let me get another longer piece, and we're going to go on the other side. And I don't want it sticking out further than my pine. So I'm going to kind of keep that in mind when I place it in here. So it's really pretty close to my ends with the pine. Maybe just a hair longer, that's fine. And I'm going to tuck a piece in front here. And if you don't like the lamb's ear, you could just go in with a frosted pine spray, which I do have. We may add, but we have these little frosted pines. You could just use that instead of the lamb's ear. The lamb's ear can be a little pricey sometimes. I don't know why they think that lamb's ear needs to be so expensive, but it's not always the cheapest greenery to buy. I really don't know why. Maybe it's the flocking. I have no idea. Okay, we put a couple pieces there. Let's get a few in the back. I'm going to put this one. It's a little bit chunkier piece. I'm going to put it kind of right straight up by the bow here. And now let's get one on this side. So we've got a few pieces in there. I have 2 more. I might put this one kind of straight up there. And I'm gonna loop my little tail over it. All right. I have one little piece. I'm going to save it later because we have more things we're going to add and see if we need it later when we want to check and see if any places need more love. I'm going to, I think, go in with a few of these snowy pine. We're going to play for a minute. So I'm going to get a couple of these added and see if I like it. I won't glue it. I'll just put them in there and we can take them back out if we want. We can save the pine cones and add them later if we want. All right, so let me get a couple pieces added. We'll see if we want them. We want to keep them in here. I think I probably am. I like mixing the pines. Some snowy, some natural. So you can see how mixing those in there. See how that's breaking that up? Looks really pretty. So I think we're going to go ahead and get these in here. I'm going to commit to them. All right, so let's get one on this side. I think I brought 3 of these, so because you only get 4 pieces per bush. We just used one on that side. We're going to need one on this side and maybe a couple pieces in the center. So you go ahead and cut up both of these and then we will be back. Okay, so I've got 2 more cut up. We're going to go on this opposite side over here and get some pieces added. I'm going to go underneath those lambs here with that one. And I know we're moving at a little bit of a fast pace. I don't want to keep the video too long for you guys. But if you're interested in learning silk floral design at a slower pace, we do have our private membership group open. And we also have lots of tutorials over on our YouTube channel. Now, some of them are a little bit more detailed than others. So you can check them out. Check them out there. We make things for all the seasons. Okay, I've got 2 more pieces of the frosted pine. I got 1 more piece. I think we need a piece right next to our bow. All right. So here is what we have so far. It's coming together nicely. We just have a few little places around the bottom that we need to fill in, but we are also going to be adding some berries. So we're going to bring a little bit more of this red out, and I'm going to use this iced berry spray. Use whatever red berries that you would like. I just wanted to bring in a little bit of the iciness since we have popped in some of the snowy bits in here. So I did a kind of iced berry. We have some snow berries in the shop as well. But whatever berries you want to use. Now I'm just going to break these up. Okay, so let's get some of these berries added in here. I think that's going to make it really pop. So I'm going to add a couple around the bow here. Now our arrangement's getting quite big to keep you guys all in the overhead view, but I'll do a few here with you guys this way. I'm just making sure that is hitting the foam in there. I want to hear that crunch. Then I know it's in there nice and secure. Okay, this one I'm going to go kind of at a diagonal And I did hear that. Heard that nice crunch. So I'm going to shoot that glue in there. Okay. Let's get some on our ends down here. Let's go on the opposite side. Down over here. I've got a pine cone there. I got to kind of work around. There we go. And this one has a long enough stick. I think I can get it in there without a pick. Okay, I have 2 more pieces. So let me see where I want to place them. I think I want 1 more in the front. All right, and let's do 1 over on the side over here. So if you want more berries, you could go in with another bush, but I think this is going to be enough for me. Just a little pop. Just a little pop. Pretty, y'all. So, so pretty. We are almost done. We are just going to start kind of looking around the bottom of our arrangement. I don't want to see any foam. Now, if we have some, a few pieces of foam that show, we can just add some moss. But I have these scraps. Remember, we saved some of these, not scraps, but, you know, some of the pieces that we didn't use, we set aside. And so I'm going to start going now around the bottom and adding these where I can see some foam. And then when I'm done, I'll just get my little moss and I'll just glue any moss. Glue moss on any little places that I still see a little bit of the foam. Because I don't want to open another greenery bush. That just makes it more expensive, y'all. I have a little piece of lamb's ear here too. So I'm going to go in with another piece of our juniper. So I have some little baby pieces to go around the bottom. And so I'm just lifting this up and right around this edge where we still have some foam showing. We're just going to put those little pines in there. Okay, y'all, here is our finished design. I think it turned out beautifully. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. Would you try something like this at home? So thanks for hanging out with me today in the Cozy for the Holidays collab with Vintage Press Studios. It was such an honor to design with you guys today. And I would love to have you subscribe over on our YouTube channel at TCT Crafts. Hope to see you there.